Hey, it's your girl Carmen Jean-Francois, owner and founder of Seafood Coaching. Welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to introduce a new feature to this channel called the Sugar Savvy Solution, acclimating the foodie in you to a life beyond sugar. Now, I've been promising you all that I would be coming on here speaking a little bit more to sugar and food addiction. And today, that's exactly what I'll be doing. I want to touch on sugar addiction today and 3 signs to know that you are absolutely addicted to sugar. Now, first of all, let's explore the meaning of the word addiction, because some people might be hearing me and say, what? Food addiction, sugar addiction? And it is a thing. It is such a thing. Now, addiction is defined as the mental and physical dependence on something that brings you joy. And it's the inability to stop despite the adverse effects. In essence, it's the loss of self-control over a thing, behavior, or action. Well, let's talk about that definition for a little while. So what's so bad about consuming something that brings you joy? Having a piece of cake, what's so bad about that? What's bad about it is when it becomes compulsive, when you lose control, as the definition states, when you grow dependent on it, despite the adverse effects, and when it's a repeated offense, right? So what happens when we have a piece of cake or even a cookie? We eat it and our brain literally lights up. There's that dopamine hit. Our brain is happy. It's called, quote unquote, the happy hormone. And we get, and it stimulates the pleasure pathways in our brain that says, ooh, we want more of that. That just made us so happy. And so as we get used to really engaging in that urge, we start to become addicted. We become addicted to that dopamine hit, that pleasure that we feel whenever we have whatever it is that is associated with it. It could be cake, it could be ice cream, it could be a piece of bread. But whatever it is that stimulates that dopamine hit, we crave it more. So whatever we eat and enjoy, we crave. And as soon as we indulge in that thing compulsively and all the time, yeah, our bodies want more and more of it. So some of us don't even know that this vicious cycle is happening. So today I'm here to highlight 3 signs that you are addicted to sugar. The first sign being the compulsive urge to eat junk food or to eat sugary or highly processed foods. And when I say compulsive, it just means that back to the definition. I've lost control. I cannot control myself around this food. I cannot control myself around this snack. I need it. I have to have it, despite the fact that I know that that ice cream bloats me. Despite the fact that I know that those cookies make me break out. I still need it. I still want it. I'll deal with that after. I need to have this, right? That is a sign of addiction. When you've completely lost control over that particular food or snack or whatever it is, and you have to have it. And it doesn't matter what ill effects it has on your body, in your gut, on your brain. It doesn't matter. So the first sign is having this compulsive urge to eat sugary foods or snack foods. Knowing the adverse effects it has in your body and how it shows up in your body. The second sign is hiding your sugar intake. And I actually have a very personal story about this one. I would take coffee in my office every morning, and every morning I would put packet after packet after packet of sugar in my coffee, and I would take those empty packets and I would put it in my pocket and take it home with me so that nobody could look in the trash and see how many packets of sugar I actually put into my coffee. And it wasn't until I was reading a list like this, signs to know that you are addicted to sugar, did I realize that, oh my God, I'm addicted to sugar. There was everything on that list that indicated that, but that was the one that hit home for me the most. I'm not quite sure why. Now, when you start hiding and even lying about what it is that you're consuming, how much of it you're consuming, where you're consuming it, that brings up another layer to all of this. It's the idea of guilt and shame and maybe even fear of being judged. Those are things also to consider. So when you're thinking about this list and thinking about these signs that you might be addicted to sugar, try to figure out where that's coming from. Why is it that you're lying about what you're consuming? Why is it that you're hiding it? Right? So those things are factors to be considered. So number 1 was compulsive urge, even though you know the adverse effects. Number 2 was hiding. Number 3 is the feeling of fatigue, tiredness, lethargy. And the reason why that's so important, and so many Americans, because we're all walking around tired as it is anyway, overworked and tired. So many of us dismiss that as even a sign of sugar addiction. But what happens in the body when we consume the sugar that's in cookies, the sugar that's in our cakes, in our breakfast muffins or breakfast granola bars? Is that we're consuming what we call simple sugars. Those simple sugars immediately enter our bloodstream. They give us a boost of energy that doesn't last long, and then we come crashing down, right? Because that's all we're taking. We just literally flooding our system with all of this sugar. We get that boost, we come crashing down, and before you know it, you're tired and you're sleepy and you need more of that hit. So here comes the second cup of coffee. Here comes that extra muffin. Here comes the donuts that are lying around in the conference room all day for us to just pick at. And then what happens? More simple sugars enter our bloodstream. Our blood sugar spikes, and then we come down, and then maybe even some more sugar. Now, sugar disrupts our body so much. That sugar gets into our brain and it stimulates it. It has all that dopamine in there. It's activated. It's in there. It's in our brain. And now it's time for bed. We lay down to sleep. Our eyes may close and we might fall asleep, but our brain is not getting the level of rest that it needs in order to repair. Our body's not getting the rest it needs, like that REM sleep, rapid eye movement. That's when we know we're in this deep sleep. Our body's resting, our organs are healing, in repair. Everything is functioning the way it's supposed to. But if you're asleep and you're on that sugar, that body is not resting. You wake up what? You wake up and you feel tired. You feel fatigued. You feel the lethargy, and that carries with you all day. And then you go back and you get a little bit more coffee. And again, we continue that vicious cycle. So there you have it, the 3 signs that you're addicted to sugar. Number 1 is the compulsive urge to eat sugary and snack foods despite how it makes your body feel. Number 2, hiding and lying about your sugar intake. And number 3, be feeling tired and feeling fatigue and lethargy. And there are other signs to know that you're addicted as well. So there are signs such as withdrawal symptoms. You don't have it and you actually have a reaction. You start to shake or you have a headache. There is also the emotional part of it. You get sad about something and you reach for that cookie, or you're extra happy and you decide that you need to celebrate with cake, right? There's also a loss of interest in any other kinds of food. Like, I don't need my vegetables. I don't even need protein. Just give me a candy bar, please. So there are other signs to know. And once you start recognizing these patterns, these behaviors, you could just understand and know that that's what most likely is happening with you. All right, so what do we do about it? There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is. If you realize that you have a sugar addiction and you want to do something about it, you can start out in these next 3 simple steps and take it from there. Number 1, you start reading the labels of everything that you're consuming. And when I say read the labels, I mean the ingredients, the added sugars. Try to stay away from the foods that you notice have all that extra added sugar. But let's take it a step further. Let's replace all of these processed foods that we're consuming, and let's take a walk down the produce aisle at the supermarket. I know it doesn't sound fun, I know, but it's pretty much necessary if you're serious about kicking this sugar habit. And what I mean by that is start including whole food whole foods. Don't try start including whole foods into your diet. That way, you flood your system with all the nutrients and all the vitamins that it will need in order to help sustain a level of satiety. And that way, you won't crave the sweet stuff as much. And last thing I would like to offer you is to eat a balanced meal. If you eat a balanced diet and you make sure that you are eating your grains, you make sure you are eating the fruits and all the phytonutrients that come with all of those fruits and vegetables that we're eating, the veggies, the vitamins. If you look down and you see a nice mix of the fruits, the vegetables, the whole grain, the legumes, the nuts and the seeds, you've pretty much completed a really balanced plate, a really balanced meal. And again, that helps the body feel satiated and it will not crave the sugar as much. Those are 3 things that I have to offer you. I have plenty more where that comes from. So I urge you, if you need help, if you need some extra guidance, keep watching me here on this channel. But I would love for you to book a call with me and let's talk about it. Okay, so meanwhile, I'm gonna say goodbye and I'm gonna see you real soon on my new feature on this channel, the sugar savvy solution, acclimating the foodie in you to a life beyond sugar. Thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'm gonna see you next time.